what's up, and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film Highest to Lowest. Now this is a crime thriller and it's directed by Spike Lee, so it's a Spike Lee joint. Now it also stars Denzel Washington, and this is like their first collaboration since like Inside Man, which has been like almost like 20 years, you know, because I remember seeing that in the theaters. But I decided to go check this one out because it's like an Apple movie, because it's going to even be on Apple like I think like next month, so it's only like in theaters for like a limited time, like I think for like a couple of weeks. But this is also like kind of loosely based like on the 1959 novel King's Ransom, and of course at the same time this is a reinterpretation of Akira Kurosawa's 1963 Japanese film High and Low, which I have never seen. So it's also like another version basically of that particular tale. The film itself is about this music mogul known as David King, and his family is like targeted by like a ransom plot. So at one point as the film goes on, because it kind of has like a slow type start to it, but as it goes on, like his son eventually is like kidnapped and like held for ransom. So when the film actually keeps going, it's actually detailing the events of what David has to do. Like he has to come up with this ransom, which is like 17.5 million. That's what the kidnappers want in exchange for his son. But there's also like kind of like a twist there. Like the kidnapping itself, I don't want to go into it too much because it kind of spoil the film. It's not really a twist, but it turns out I just leave it at that. But he basically has to come up with the ransom money, so he has to work with like the detectives and everything to even track down who this like kidnapper is, and who the kidnapper turns out to be kind of odd too. And I must admit at times the film itself, it does like it's like funny, like it's like a comedy. If you're not careful, it does like this is kind of like a comedy, because there are like a lot of moments that were just kind of like hilarious, and it's like it doesn't really take itself too like seriously. But overall, it was still a decent film. It just has like a lot of like I feel like slower like dragging moments, you know, with it, but it was pretty cool. Now you have also Jeffrey Wright, who plays Paul Christopher, and he's like one of David King's like close associates, you know, and he also has a kid too as well. Jeffrey Wright character, Paul Christopher, his character has like a son too as well, who is close to the son of Denzel Washington, like David King, like his son, because Denzel Washington's son is known as Trey King. He's played by Aubrey Joseph. So Trey King was the one who was really kidnapped and held for ransom. But then you also have Pam King, that's David King's wife, Denzel Washington's wife in the film, and she's played by I think Vanesh Hadara. I think that's how you pronounce her name. So they really are like the main bulk of the characters, but then you also have like Detective Higgins, who's played by Dean Winters. You also have Detective Bell, who's played by LaChance, and then Detective Earl Bridges, who's played by John Douglas Thomas too. So yeah, other than that, it has like a nice amount of characters, but the film as it goes on, like I said, it seems like it's trying to be funny at times, but it still is like a serious film, you know. And of course there are like the usual like moments like, whoa, you got, you know, is this person finna get killed and all that kind of stuff going on. But it can't be like once it got kind of towards like the third act, it started getting very like far-fetched, you know. But it was still like a pretty solid film, and I like the fictional take on like this music mogul's like company and everything. Like he's like a big name like in music, like Denzel Washington's character, the person he plays, even though it's like fictionless, like the David King like character. Cause dang, I forget what the name of his music company was in this film. It was like Skyjacking or something like that. Oh, I can't remember what it was. But like the company that he ran and so, and you can tell he's like a very popular person like in music, like he's on the cover like Time magazine and all that kind of stuff. So his character was like very popular, like the person that Denzel Washington is playing, even though he's like a fictionist, like a music mogul, he's like very like popular. But overall in the end, it was still a pretty solid film, and I think the performances were pretty good throughout the film too as well. And it's nice seeing like Spike Lee and Denzel Washington like collaborating like on another project, you know. So I think that was pretty awesome too as well. But yeah, in the end, there's also other characters known as like Young Fella. He's played by A$AP Rocky, and others. Like I said, I want to go into too many. Might just leave it there. But other than that, though, it was a pretty okay film. So I'm gonna give it like a B-, and I guess I'll definitely recommend it for like fans of these kind of like fictionist, like music mogul type movies or anything like that. It's pretty good for that if you're aiming at that kind of film, you know. But then I'm giving this a B-. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.